Hello everybody and welcome back to another YogsCart update video. I'm sorry it's been a long time since the last one and you've only had sort of screenshots and little Reddit posts here and there, but hopefully this will sort of get you guys in the informative mood of what is currently going on with the project and what to expect in the next build. And the next build should hopefully be out the end of April, or some point in May. We haven't quite got a certain deadline yet, but that should hopefully be sorted eventually when we know when things are going to sort of be finished off and ready to sort of go out. Multiplayer, which is going to be one of the main features of 1.3, is getting there quite well. Robo's been working for ages on that, and he's finally got to a stage where things seem to be working. There's hardly any sort of lag or anything like that, and that is on a US to UK connection. And literally, I played it with Bibonic, and there's literally, you can see the carts like moving a little bit, like you see little judders here and there, but like not much at all. It's like you're almost playing with an AI, which is quite really smooth. So that's a thing, and I think just to fix that, Robo will add like some kind of prediction where it will kind of fill in the gaps where it kind of where there'd be lag or something. I think that's how it is. I can't remember, but something like that. But yeah, that's like a huge feature that you guys will really enjoy. It's been requested so much in previous times, and like we took it. I mean, it was there originally, and then we took it out, and people so it was like, "Oh, why?" We're like, well, it wasn't sort of really finished, and it was like a rough idea, and things didn't work, and so many bugs appeared. So now that that's sort of going to be coming back, hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And we might see some nice YouTube content, which we'd like to see, and hopefully some more videos where people can find bugs and glitches and stuff, as we need to kind of find those to make sure the game is like perfect. So probably when we release 1.3, I expect to release like 1.3.1 like a week after or something if like loads of bugs appear. But we hopefully can have some people playtest it to make sure that those bugs that sort of appear normally in the builds won't be there, as we don't want a buggy build to go to you guys. Now, a thing, if you've been looking on Twitter, that I've started working on the past few days is I've looked in Mario Kart 8 and I've looked at Mario Kart Circuit and a few other tracks on there. And I noticed that the way we do our track designs and stuff are very sort of basic compared to how they do it. Like the way the road looks and like going onto the grass and stuff. But if you look at this screenshot here, you can see that I've sort of added some awesome sort of edge bumpery things, like the red and white things, which sort of things sort of to warn you that you're going onto the grass. Where if you go onto the grass, you're going to slow down. And adding some nice environment stuff to that and fence and stuff, it's sort of coming together to look like a really nice track. Now more information will be revealed on the track eventually, as we haven't really got a name, a plan for that track so much yet. We've got the layout and what's going to happen in the track, but not much yet. But more will be revealed on the Reddit, I expect. But we'll leave a lot of surprises for the final release, as I think that's going to be one of the main 4 tracks. Yes, we're only going to stick to 4 tracks for 1.3, it seems. I did want to go for 8, but only because we're sort of working out a nice sort of art style and the way that we want to have the tracks actually look. It looks like we're going to just keep it to 4 for now, and then probably the following month, which will be June, we might release the next 4, so we'll finally have 2 cups, as we have enough tracks to do that. I mean, we almost have enough tracks to do 3, but a lot of them are very basic and like very old, like the pre-alpha tracks and stuff that need to be sort of revamped, rethought, and redesigned. I know Simon's Dream is going to have a slight redesign for 1.3, but it will be one of the 4 tracks, and so will Shin's Farm. Now, Shin's Farm is having some nice updates added to it. We did light mapping on it, and it looks so much better, and I think you guys really enjoy it. And I know that Robo is currently working on making Shin's Farm even better by adding what he calls the Moo Moo Meadows effect, which is where the road and the grass just sort of merge as one object instead of it being an overlaid plane. And looking at a screenshot he sent me, it looks awesome, but I'm not going to show that, guys, because I think he's going to keep it as a nice surprise, and as far as I know, it's not finished yet. So that's a nice thing that will hopefully be coming soon to 1.3. The third track will be Owl Island, or the last track, I think, will be Owl Island, as you guys may have seen on Reddit and on the IndieDB or anything really. Actually, no, the previous video to this was about Owl Island. I think it's changed a little bit since then. All that needs to be really done on that is to light map it, fix a few sort of glitches here and there, and make it a little bit nicer, and make the and add the Moo Moo Meadows effect to that, I suppose, for different sections. where you have the road going up some ramps and towards the bridge and stuff like that, so that it just looks a lot nicer. And also it needs a airship model added to it, which BitBonic will hopefully be able to do for the 1.3 release, which will just make it look really awesome, and the track will be done that way. It'll probably be revamped again for beta, but we're gonna make the tracks of a certain standard. They're not gonna be the final sort of thing that we know we can do. There will be a period of time where we will update the tracks to look even better, but that's going to be sort of when we have even more time. Because at the moment we sort of have, I suppose, it's sort of the medium range of time, because I know that everyone's sort of going through either exams or, I don't know, college stuff, or I don't know, whatever, throughout the team. And I know BitBonic's doing work and stuff like that, so it's sort of, we're sort of up and down with progress at the moment, but at the moment we're sort of on a really steady sort of straight as to what's going on, which is awesome. And hopefully in the summer we'll have everyone will be around a little bit more to do some more work, or it's not really work, is it? Some more progress, as we call it, on the game, and it'll look even better for whatever release we do in the summer, which will probably be really awesome. Another big thing that we're hoping to add, that a lot of people requested, is like a big thing that they wanted, like, to have sort of some kind of combat sort of thing, is collisions, and that is collisions against carts and collisions against walls, because I know you guys hate driving into fences or walls and just getting stuck. The wall and fence collision has been added to the game before, but we seem to didn't re-add it for some reason. But I know Robo is currently working on making that updated and work with our new cart system, so that when you drive into a wall, it will just sort of make you sort of slide off the wall instead of just sticking right into the wall and having to reverse and or sort of falling through the world or something like that. That's another thing we're pretty much fixing as well. There shouldn't be so many falling through the world glitches. I've sort of tried to go around and find those and sort of fix those issues, but yeah, that'll be something that you guys will hopefully no longer have to face anymore. Another thing is Robo's added a new sound system. Now, if people know which engine we use, which is Unity 4.6, you'll know, well, why have you made a sound engine when there's Unity 5 that has a new sound engine? Well, the main reason for that is Unity 5 is not compatible with our game, because Unity 5 has many physics issues with our game. They've added wheel colliders and not added much documentation on it or any tutorials, so they've changed a lot of things to, I think, it's a new physics or physics X system or something like that. And it just really isn't compatible with the way that we've had things, and we have to turn down values to almost negative values. It's really weird. So yeah, it doesn't really work as we want it to, and I think there's just other issues with light maps and stuff like that. The light mapping system is completely different. That's the reason why we're not using Unity 5 yet, because we're going to wait until there's more stuff about it and more documentation, so we know actually how to use it, because it is so much different. But I think once we go into Unity 5, the graphics changes will look really, really nice, because I know it will have some better lighting, better shading. The light mapping will be much better as well. But we're just waiting for Unity to actually sort of explain how you do different things, because it's so much different, and you can't exactly give something to do unless you expect them to spend ages figuring it out. So we're letting other people do that, I suppose, at the moment, but that's the thing. But that was kind of, I suppose, I was going to mention sort of things about graphics improvements. I don't think I've talked about, we found on the asset store a fantasy pack. It includes skyboxes, a few ground textures, rock textures, and a few environment models. Anyone can get this on the Unity asset store. It's currently free. We are trying to get in contact with the people who made it to ask about licensing things in the game, if we can, even though the game is non-profit and free and blah blah, if it's still okay just to release things to people with it in. They will be credited anyway. They're already written into the credits as far as I know, which is awesome. We're just trying to, I suppose, contact them and sort things out that end. But if not, that's the art style we'll be trying to go for anyway. And I'm sure eventually we'll just make our own models based on those things anyway. And you guys will see some nice changes to the tracks, because I think the tree models just fit the art design much better than the original ones were, where they were just sort of painted on terrains, which is no longer the system we use anymore, so it doesn't really work as well as the old trees used to. But I think we will make use for those other trees in distances and stuff like that, or painted on through skyboxes in the future and stuff, I don't know, but they'll look quite awesome. Another big change is power-ups. Now the actual item crates look a little bit nicer, although because if you saw on the Reddit the other day, we were mentioning about we want to add sort of these side characters onto the edges of tracks and stuff. Like if you look in Mario Kart, you have Yoshi, Shy Guys, I don't know, loads of like characters just sort of scattered around, and they sort of jump around or cheer or they do different things. We were kind of thinking we'd like to add that to YogsCart, but we didn't know what to do. And a few people suggested different things, but somebody mentioned sort of callbacks as a boss thing. Now I'm not going to say much about this, but all I'll say is it started a huge conversation. So many ideas have been thrown around, and so if you see cameras in tracks, all will be revealed in I expect the beta or full release as to why those are there, because we've just come up with so many things. That's another thing. You'll see cameras around the track, because that is going to be part of this Corvex thing that is going to be going on, and I expect we can actually sort of join into the universe Lewis has created for Corvex, which I think you guys will really like. But that's all I'm going to say on that. Yeah, going back to power up stuff. The lap is now is a bit more reflective, and when you drive through it, a particle effect will play, which looks really nice. And there's some more sounds and stuff that's been added, and I think you guys will love the power-ups now. We've also added dynamite. I think the eggs have now been tweaked a little bit more so they follow the track instead of just going straight forward or something when you throw them. And the other ones are sort of, they act like the green shells. I think I don't think they bounce yet, but I think they will, or they'll do something so that they're a bit more useful to you guys. But I don't think you guys actually even use the eggs yet. I'm not quite sure what was in the previous build, but there is now going to also be a changelog, so I will be able to record that and sort of be like, oh hey, yeah, this is what's now new. But yeah, that's kind of it really for this update. I've probably missed quite a lot, and I've probably revealed things I wasn't really meant to, but that's what happens in these update videos. I like to let you guys know about it. I'm probably going to leave this unedited, so if you hear me sort of just going and sort of this blank sort of things, just ignore those. I will just chuck some screenshots of this because I want to sort of do as much development as I can. I don't really want to spend 2 hours like editing loads of stuff. But yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if Misko will put out his own informational video, which is normally better than these. He may do, but he's very busy. But I don't know. That's up to him really, because I know that he's better and like at doing this sort of stuff, and he's sort of quick at editing. But whatever. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, let us know in the comments below, or email us at YogsCart@gmail.com. We've had people start contacting us on there, which is like a brilliant way to get in contact where we can get back to you very quickly. Now I have all the emails logged in on a tab on my laptop, so I can just sort of look over and just see if anything new comes through. So we should be able to get back to you relatively quickly. But yeah, that's kind of that really. So thank you very much for watching and supporting the project. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.